Well, just really obviously pleased for our seniors to be able to go out winners. Special group of guys, and we had our ups and downs this year, but to finish it off that way, it lives with us now the whole off season, so we can just build off of that. I'm just proud of all the guys. They played together. They did the things we thought we needed to do to win. I'm really proud of the defense. Really, the defense has been that way all year. They've been the reason that we've won 8 games. We haven't been as sharp on offense as we have been in years past, but we didn't turn the ball over today, so that's how come we won the game.
Questions for SMU? Start over here. I'm just going to give you my mic.
For Coach and DJ, to start off the game with a 50-yard touchdown, that's the big play you guys had been missing the last couple games, and it was almost reminiscent of the Hawaii Bowl, just putting up 21 first points. Talk about the start, please, for the game.
Well, we ran empty formation one play earlier, and both Bees and Darius came back and said that they thought that one of the plays that we had practiced would work against their empty look, and they were right. So JJ did a good job of touching it up, and obviously I didn't see what Darius did to the guy, but he was wide open, so he must have been pretty quick on his release.
It was just, I knew it was coming. I knew the play was coming. We had talked about it, like Coach Jones said on the sideline. We knew it was going to be open. I just had to make the catch and do what I had to do.
Other questions? Front row.
Coach, J.J. McDermott was sort of banged up for much of the second half of the season. Can you talk a little bit about just his performance today, what you expected coming in after he's had the rest to heal up, and then what you saw on the field?
Well, the longer you play in what we do, the better feel you get for what we do. I thought he did some really good things in there. And even though he can't run, he did a good job of avoiding some pressures early and completed some balls, which which he did do against TCU, and he did do in some other big games for us. And we knew he was going to have to do that because we knew their front four was pretty good. And he did sidestep and got the ball out a couple times to avoid sacks, and then he actually completed some balls while he was sidestepping it.
Other questions?
Was JJ affected more than we knew the last 6 games of the season? Now that the season's over, can you talk more about how the injuries did affect his
Yeah,
play?
we had a 3-week period there where he didn't practice at all and just played on Saturdays. And, that's unusual for a guy to do that. And so he was hurting pretty good. His arm still was a little bit, I think dead from coming back because we threw so much for 2 straight weeks. But, I knew he was in much better condition than he was. And like I said, I'm proud of him and proud of the guys.
You talked yesterday about having big-time players. Darius was the MVP in last year's bowl, and he was big again today. Can you talk about the kind of receiver he is?
Darius is, those guys, and T. Reed is sitting here too the same way. Big games, big players step up and make plays, and Jagarrett, I thought, did the same thing. Darius has done that every time we've been on national TV. The game gets bigger and he gets better, and that's kind of what he did in high school too. He dominated the state high school playoffs in the state of Texas, and we were lucky to get him. He almost gave up on me, but we got him.
Go to the other side, front row.
Taylor, you said prior to the game the key was shutting down Pittsburgh's running attack. They got a huge offensive line. What was the approach of your defense to try to get past that line and contain that running attack?
Just do what we do. Coach Mason has a great game for us. We knew he was going to bring the pressure all day. Like we said, we got big playmakers. Gary Davis, Marcus Hunt had a heck of a game. Myself, Taylor Thompson, a lot of good plays was made. So just sticking to the scheme for what we've been working on for these past two weeks.
Other questions for SMU? Road.
Can you talk about Coach Jared Williams? Obviously, that was a scary-looking leg injury.
Yeah, that was
Update us on his status.
Well, I don't really know yet. The doctor said that he thinks, he might have broken his leg instead of, which to be quite honest, I guess if you're going to have an injury, that's probably a better one to have than tearing up your knee. I knew when it happened, because nobody really gets a shot on him ever, even in practice. I mean, he just has a one-step move, and that was the first time I've ever seen him not give a little wiggle to get away from a guy. And, just disappointing, obviously, for him. But, just watching him and being around him for a year, he'll come back. I mean, he's a hard worker, and he's pays attention to detail.
Switch sides in the end.
Taylor, you were talking about the defense against the rush, but 7 sacks, I know 1 forced a fumble. Defense today obviously was getting after the quarterback. What aspect of that were y'all seeing that you could maybe take advantage of to harass the quarterback as much as y'all did?
I mean, definitely we've seen on film, since we've been studying that, the quarterback, he gets a little antsy under pressure. He doesn't like pressure at all. The offensive line doesn't like pressure at all. So we know if we can just keep the heat on him, he'll have a hard day all day. So.
To the other side.
Coach Jones, can you kind of just tell me from your personal perspective what 2 bowl wins in 3 years means to you at SMU?
Well, I didn't tell these guys that before the game, but that's my 100th win as a college coach, and I was going to say something before it, but I've never won for that kind of stuff. But it does mean a lot to me because of the senior group that I'll never forget those guys for that win, and that meant a lot to me.
Front row.
Darius, just to follow up on what Coach was saying about when you see Jared Williams get hurt and there's that long pause in the game and he gets wheeled off the field on a cart, what gets said in the huddle, or how do you guys regroup as an offense and then get after it again on the next play?
It's just we always say one step and clear. It was a tough injury. The game keeps going on. We have to keep moving on. I hope that Jared gets better. It was a tough injury. It really hurt me to see him down like that. He's a great person, but we just have to keep him on.
Other questions for SMU?
For all of you guys, please, Eric Dickerson was out there talking to the team after. That was kind of cool to see how you guys responded to him. There's been a lot in the offseason with Coach Jones almost leaving. Now you win this game. Where is this program right now? Do you feel positive about where everything is moving forward? It's been an up and down, but you won this game, and, where do you go from here?
Pretty much basically just another stepping stone, man. Like y'all said earlier, 3 bowl games, 2 of them wins. So just another stepping stone for SMU to go forward in the program. Nothing left to do but, break the top 25, man, just keep on moving up.
Darius?
I feel the sky's the limit for this team. Defense, we really have a good group on defense, and most of them are coming back. We have a good offense in our receivers. We have a new line that's going to be there, so we have to work on that maybe, but I think we can do big things next year.
Coach, anything to add?
No, I'm just excited about the recruiting class that's coming in, and like Darius is saying there, we have some things on offense, but I think we have the nucleus of the guys that will make even another step ahead. And with the guys we're adding on defense to Taylor, and if we get Taylor to go both ways for the whole game instead of just one play, we'll maybe get a little bit more out of him on offense. Actually, he did look pretty good on that one run. I will give you that credit.
We'll go back to the other side, front row.
Coach, I think this is the first time this bowl was not won by a Big East team. How much did you think about that, making a statement as you get ready to join the Big East?
Well, I knew that it was that way. I don't think I said anything to you guys about it, did I? But I did tell the coaches that, and some other people that. But hey, they were in a tough situation. Pittsburgh was, to be quite honest, they weren't at their best today, but we were, and we were ready to play, and that's why we won. We didn't turn the ball over, and our defense out hit and out hustled. And that's what it's about. And we just throw the ball up in the air, and Darius comes down with it.